Hello again. I thought I'd like to talk about Jacob today. Jacob of ladder fame. You know, that guy who had that dream or that vision of the angels descending and ascending the celestial ladder. How poetic, how lovely, and what bullshit. I mean, you know, what the fuck, you know what angels want with ladders? You know, they got wings. But anyway, so Jacob has this vision, and then he goes to live with his uncle Laban. And the reason being that if he stays at home, his brother Esau's going to fucking kill him. Because he's stolen the birthright, he's stolen the blessing. And basically, he's become sort of persona non freaking grata. And a bit of a bastard, really, when you think about it, Jacob. A bit of a scoundrel, a bit of a twat. But God loved him. God thought he was great, so, you know, what are you going to do? So anyway, so he goes to live with this Uncle Laban. And he's been there for a while, and he calls over Uncle Laban one day. He says, "Uncle Laban, here a minute." "Yes, Jacob." As you know, I've been seeing your daughter Rachel for some time now, and what I was wondering is this. Would it be okay if I, what if you shagged her? Yes, no, not if I bloody shagged her. Well, yes, eventually, but... Now, look, listen, what I was wondering is this. Would you do me the honour of allowing me to have her hand in your underpants? Yeah, no, not in my bloody underpants. You're spoiling the mood, man. I want to marry her. I want a hand in marriage. Oh, shit, it's worse than I thought. Well, you're going to have to prove yourself. What do you mean, prove myself? Well, prove that you're worthy. What do you mean, by arm wrestling or something? No, not bloody arm wrestling. You're going to have to work for me for the next 7 years. 7 years? Shit! I'll be 112 by then. I'll be a middle-aged man. Actually, I don't know how old he was going to be. He could have been about 32 for all I know, but I do like playing with those old biblical ages, you know, those early biblical ages. They're so ridiculous. But anyway, so Jacob thinks about this, and he thinks, well, you know, if that's the deal, that's the freaking deal. I do love Rachel, so yeah, you're on. Okay, so it's the day of the wedding now, and the bride is very curiously heavily veiled during the ceremony and after the ceremony. And Jacob, he's had a hell of a lot to drink that day. I mean, his Uncle Laban's seen to that. I mean, he's had a real proper freaking skinful. And after the wedding, they go back to the bridal chambers in the evening. And next morning, Jacob is absolutely freaking furious. He goes up to his Uncle Laban. He says, "You swindling bastard!" He says, "What? What have I done?" He says, "What have you done?" He says, "You got me to marry this fucking gremlin." He said, "That's no gremlin, that's Leah." He said, "Exactly, a bloody gremlin." He says, "Rachel is the one I wanted to marry. Fucking Rachel. There's Rachel over there. She's the one who was meant to be stood beside me at the bloody altar, not fucking Gizmo here." And Laban says, "Look," he says, "it's like this, Jacob. I can't allow my second-born to get married before my firstborn. Leah is my firstborn." And Jacob says, "Oh, I understand now. Except for one small thing." "What's that?" "Why didn't you tell me this 7 fucking years ago?" He said, "Well, you never asked." "It's what?" He said, "Look," he said, "it's not on. This is not what we agreed." Anyway, Laban says, "Look, I'll tell you what we'll do. Why don't you marry Rachel as well? Have them both." He said, "In fact, to sweeten the deal, I'll even throw in a handmaid free with each one." "Well, I say free, you're going to have to work for me again for the next 7 years. He says, "Oh, shit, not the bloody 7-year routine again." "Oh, well, if that's the way it is, that's the way it is." So, it's after the wedding now, and Jacob and Rachel, they're very much in love, and they want to have kids. But they can't, because Rachel turns out to be, well, pretty much barren. Leah, on the other hand, she's knocking about like fucking Cabbage Patch dolls. In fact, they probably look like Cabbage Patch dolls. And Rachel's not happy about this, so she calls Jacob over one day and says, "Jacob, come here a minute." "Yes, Rachel." "I was wondering, would you like to have sex with my handmaid?" "No, didn't quite catch that. You're going to have to run that by me again." She said, "You heard what I said. I said, will you have sex with my handmaid? Like today." He says, "You can't go asking a happily married man a question like that and expect some kind of immediate answer. I got to think about this." "Okay, I've thought about it. It's a brilliant idea. When do we start? This afternoon, you say?" "Yes." So anyway, so she has sex with it. Fucking sirens. Did you hear that? Probably not on this mic. Bastards! Fuck off! You knew I was recording, you twats. Using your psychic CalSolar UK's recording meter. Don't I talk some shit at times? Anyway, so, fuckers. Just fuck off, will ya? I'm in the middle of a fucking Bible story. What could be more important than that? Okay, so somebody's fucking dying. Anyway, They're not dead, are they? Otherwise you wouldn't be going that speed. Anyway, so, how the fuck I'm on about now? Where was I? I was in the middle of some shit. Rachel. So anyway, so he has sex with the handmaid, and she conceives and has a child, and then another one. So there's now 2 on the Rachel and Jacob bench, and then Leah's not happy about this, so she calls Jacob over. Jacob, here a minute. Yes, Leah. What the hell's going on over there with you and Rachel? I mean, is she trying to catch up with me in some kind of surrogate motherly kind of way? No, she just wants to. Yes, she is. Well, I'm not having it. Well, no, you're not actually. The handmaid. Yeah. Listen, I want you to do me a favour. What's that? Do you fancy my handmaid? You want me to have sex with her, don't you? Yep. Oh well, if I must. So anyway, so he has sex with that handmaid, and she conceives and has a child, and it kind of goes like this, backwards and forwards, different ones having children. I think Leah has more. But anyway, eventually, lo and behold, Rachel herself conceives and has Joseph. And that puts an end to it pretty much, because mainly, Jacob, he's completely Christmas fucking crackered now. He's had enough. He can't cope with it. He says, ladies, listen, I cannot cope with all this regular and varied sex with all 4 of you. So I'm off. I'm going to live with my parents. And he does. He goes off and lives with his freaking parents. Some people just don't know when they're well off. So, you couldn't make shit like this up, could you? Well, except for the fact that somebody did. I just point that out, just in case somebody says, oh, Cal Solar UK said you couldn't make shit like this up, therefore it must be true. And obviously it isn't, because somebody did. Right, so anyway, where the fuck was I? Oh yes, I remember, and so they all lived happily ever after. No, they didn't. It all turned to shit in the end, especially for Rachel, who dies after giving birth to Benjamin at a later date, and of course for Joseph, who gets picked on by his siblings, thrown into a pit, and sold to the Ishmaelites. So there you go, just another heartwarming tale. A stale tale, because it's old. A stale tale from the Holy Bible. God damn. See you soon. Bye for now.